Alec, what's going on?
It was a rainy day, and it was kind of, wasn't the most enjoyable day of my life
Oh,
working. But
oh, we had
yeah.
some rain too.
Oh,
All right.
it's almost like we're both on the Eastern Seaboard.
We got something in common, huh?
Yeah.
Right? So, in case you don't know, we previously did 5 videos across a long stretch of time on hypotheticals,
Mm.
which were 50 questions for insane conversations by Chuck Klosterman. Basically, little cards that had hypothetical situations we had to talk through and discuss what we would do. And now, that one here, this was hypotheticals right here.
Yep.
And now,
Hypotheticals.
and now we introduce supertheticals. Not no longer 50 questions for insane conversations, but rather 50 new questions for strange conversations.
Okay. I like the. It's a slight twist, but hey, I will. I'm okay with strange conversations as well.
Yeah, so I wonder what the I wonder if it's like a completely different tone to it or what.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same thing. I was under the impression when I looked this up. So we we were talking about the hypotheticals and having like so much fun with it. So one day, I don't even remember. We might not have been recording at that point. That might have been one of the
Yeah.
times that we were just talking during the summer, or we just got into a call and we're just talking. And so I looked up. I was like, I wonder when the new wonder when that's coming out. Like if they're making a new one. Hopefully, I was just like, let's just see. And then I went to Chuck Klosterman's website, and it said on there, "It's like, yes, coming soon, this fall." And I was like, "Supertheticals," and I was like,
Supertheticals.
"Yes, the new one coming out." So I was like, "We have to keep it under wraps because we're both really excited for it." So,
Yeah, but
um,
it's and we had to wait a bit to do it because we had horror month stuff going on and
mhm,
whatnot. But we were excited to get to it. So I think we'll do the same thing. We'll do 10 questions per video
makes
for a
sense.
total of 5. But let's read this intro card. Because I
We may
remember,
we
what's
we
that?
we if yeah, I was gonna say if some of these conversations get really long, we could stretch it out even more if we needed to. Just so you know, we could do
Hmm.
five. We
We'll
could
do
do five
one.
for
We'll do one per video.
one per video. We'll do 50
50
videos.
question series.
Yeah, let's not do that.
All right, let's see. Let's see what it says on the intro card here. Where it says, "What is this game?" So
It's
now
a
it's a
game.
game now.
It's a game.
This is a
Okay.
game where the object is to get a deeper understanding of other people and a deeper understanding of yourself. The only goal is the quality of the conversation. The more details you're willing to provide about yourself and the more honest you're willing to be, the more fun you will have. How to play. The dealer selects a card at random and reads it to the players or player. The player will first be asked to imagine a person. Sometimes this will be a specific person, sometimes this will be a hypothetical person. Once the player has imagined the person, the dealer reads the scenario on the other side of the card. The imagined person will be the central figure in a strange situation, which ends with a question. To play, the player describes the imagined person, answers the question, and explains the reasoning.
It's just like okay. This sounds like weirdly more complicated than the other one. Like what?
So this
Okay,
will
so one side of the card's gonna have a something to imagine, a person to imagine, and then the other side will be like you have to imagine that person in that scenario, and then
so
it's
I,
weird.
I have the cards though, so I'm the dealer. I'm going to be directing them
Yeah,
all at you.
yeah. Apparently,
Can
except
you?
you're gonna have to answer them as well.
Yeah.
So,
Can we? Do we like alternate, or can we both answer each one
oh,
still?
I don't have this thing, so
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I can
know.
still read it, right? Because like, there's nothing I can't that you can't see, right?
That's right.
So it says here we're gonna need a specific person in mind. This person is a close platonic friend.
A close platonic friend. Okay.
But we're just keeping it to ourselves, right?
Okay. I guess.
Um. Okay. So you have the specific person in mind right now.
Yeah, I do.
This person has recently been released from a hospital where they were treated for a seemingly minor head injury. The only consequence of the injury is a rare form of localized amnesia. They do not recognize you. As far as they are concerned, you've never met and they know nothing about you. When they see photographs of the two of you together, it feels to them as if they're looking at a picture they took with a stranger, and this problem seems to apply only to your specific relationship. They recognize everyone in their life except you, but you, of course, still know everything about them. Do you attempt to rebuild this friendship? Why or why not? What?
Why or why not? Why would you
Why
not?
would you not? Maybe that's something to explore. Maybe
Yeah.
we shouldn't be rebuilding this friendship.
Yeah, why should we not? I guess why should we not? Are they better off without us? I guess is maybe that's it.
Better off without them, or are they not worth the effort?
They're not worth the effort. No, this person is 100% worth the effort. Absolutely.
So we're rebuilding this.
I would try it. So the problem is that this friend and I are separated by a long distance. So he lives in Rhode Island, and I live in New Hampshire. So that does make things more difficult. But like, that's weird. Just the whole thing is weird. Where it's like, no, just you. You're the only one he doesn't remember.
It's a rare form of localized amnesia.
Localized amnesia.
I don't think there's much to it. I think you rebuild it.
I mean, you're trying to rebuild it. Yeah, I mean, like he's a very good friend. He's very important to me. And a lot of good times. Playing Call of Duty Zombies in college. Talking history. We're both history majors. I go and spend time with him and his family. So it's like. At least in the before 2020 times. And yeah, I mean, like it would be stupid to not try to rekindle that friendship. That seems like a bad move on my part. I'd be missing out on a whole chunk of my life.
You're at least obligated to, but if you were friends now, I don't know why it wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
In that way again, but it would be up to them whether they want the friendship again.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know that guy, because
you have to take your word for it. You have if you have pictures with them, that it's worth.
Yeah, I feel like that would have to be the case,
Right. So I don't really think it makes sense for me to also answer this, but
it doesn't make sense.
Well, it feels weird because I've been directing at you this whole time, so then. I've already seen the whole thing, and so I already know the whole. I would say yes, but I didn't have anybody in mind when I read this. So
why not? You should. No,
so
you should.
Reading it to you.
Yeah, but you have to do them too.
Yeah,
you don't have to follow that to the exact.
But maybe
you don't have to follow the rules to the exact. How can it be you? I can't read them.
No, I'll read them to me. I don't know.
What? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. We're winging it.
Just read them and also apply the same thing to yourself.
Okay. So we'll both picture each time.
I mean, you didn't really have much to add to that one. So.
I didn't have much, so I mean it's pretty set in stone, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're rolling through them, I guess. There's one down. Okay.
Okay, we're both going to picture this specific person. This person is whichever of your parents you're less emotionally close with. But at the wait, but at the time in your life when that particular relationship was at its best. Imagine that this level of closeness is happening at your current age. If the parent you select is deceased, imagine that they are alive.
This is extremely difficult for me because I have a very good relationship with both of my parents.
I do not have a relationship with my father at all, so that's easy. It was at its best when I was about 2 years old, so I got to get back in that mind state, that state of mind.
Okay. Well, it'll take me a little minute here because I gotta figure this out.
You have to pick your favorite first, and then it's like emotionally. When I was emotionally close with him, it was like when I was a child. So
yeah. So okay, read the prompt one more time.
This person is whichever of your parents you're less emotionally close with, but at the time in your life when that particular relationship was at its best. And then imagine that level of closeness happening at your current age.
Okay. What if that is at my current age, though?
All right, then imagine it.
Okay, there it is. All right, I got it. Okay.
Okay. This parent takes you aside for a private dialogue and says, I have to tell you something I've never told you before. It's something important about me, but it's really more about you. These words are delivered in a neutral manner.
I love it in a neutral manner.
There are no clear signals that this information is good or bad. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's delivered in a neutral manner.
The conversation is then interrupted, and you will need to wait at least 5 minutes before it can resume. What do you anticipate they're going to tell you? I have to tell you something I've never told you before. It's something important about me, but it's really more about you.
But I mean, you have to assume they're talking about like you're not really my son or something. Like it's gonna be something like that.
But then that messes up the whole prompt because then that wasn't apparent after all. Well, I didn't say biological, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that though, like because I don't talk to my father. I haven't talked to him for years. He's not gonna say that.
Yeah, that would.
But it's really more about you. It could be that, but just like I'm not the father. But
I mean, it could be
true.
something. I mean, what if it's something positive? I mean, if it's said in a neutral manner, I would be going in both directions at the same time.
Yeah.
It could be something like, I'm more proud of you than any of the other son, which would be completely wrong.
Yeah.
I would think that would be completely silly. But that's the way my mind works. I would be going in both. If it's said in this, as I said, in a neutral manner, which is funny to me, but I would have to. I feel like my mind would trend to negative, but I would also like offset it. Would be like, well, I mean, maybe it's not something as bad as I'm thinking. Because I'd automatically trend it not being a good thing. That would have to be what I'm thinking.
It can't be good from my perspective, but
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think that, especially if it's something that they hadn't said, something private, they'd never told anyone. It's about me, but it's really more about you. I mean, it could be like a genetic thing. Like, my folks are really big into like genealogy and ancestry and stuff like that. So like, I mean, it could be they found out something about like something in your, something in our family line, and it's like you're the one that's going to have this trait. It's really more about you, and that like I would think of something like that. So it could be something bad, a predisposition to like heart disease or cancer or something.
It would be a weird way for them to initiate that conversation.
Yes, it would be very weird.
It's like, why didn't you just come out and say that?
I mean,
all this setup.
But the thing is, I already have like a predisposition to like heart disease and stuff, because that's like a genetic thing on my dad's side. And hypertension and high blood pressure on my mom's side. So like I already know I have some predisposition to some of that stuff, but just genetically. But so I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking there. But that's too like. I mean, it would have to be something. It has to be something like that. It has to be something like you're not actually my son.
But if it's for me, like if I don't talk to him, it wouldn't be good. Obviously.
Maybe, well, no, I wouldn't.
Maybe it would be good from his perspective, but I just don't want to talk to him anyway. So, like, I'm not interested in this conversation.
I mean, that's totally fair. But so okay, in your case, then it would be 5 minutes go by. You'd be like, how am I getting out of here?
Yes, the conversation was interrupted. You'll need to wait at least 5 minutes before it can resume.
But you don't have to see. Okay, the parameters of the question is you don't have to wait. You can just leave.
But
if you don't care,
that's not what it comes down to. It's what do you anticipate they're going to tell you?
Okay.
Regardless, so.
So what would you anticipate?
Something important about me, but it's really more about you. I don't know. I didn't really.
I mean, I guess
why
it would
am I
be
having
tough.
This conversation?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it would be. I feel like it would be very tough in that scenario.
Yeah. I would, because I would never even entertain the conversation.
Yeah, that would make it hard for sure. You wouldn't even entertain the conversation at all. I mean, like, but not to get necessarily too personal, but like
we're supposed to get as personal as possible.
I guess we are supposed to. Yeah.
Well, he's known to have like, he lies and he stretches the truth. So like, even if he's gonna tell me something, it's not not necessarily based in reality. Like,
yeah, it could just be something he's
something skewed from his perspective.
Mm.
But yeah.
Well, neither of my parents talk like this, so it would be very unusual.
Yeah.
And that would definitely be like, particularly if they get interrupted.
I thought that was gonna go weirder, but
yeah,
I thought they were gonna get weird with that question. But
I mean, that's I don't know. That's the only thing I can really think of. Like, I
these
don't
are
know.
for strange conversations as opposed to insane conversations last time.
Yeah, this isn't strange. This is just.
It's pretty strange. It's a strange setup.
I mean, that is not gonna lie. That is a strange scenario. I would not expect either of my parents to say anything like that.
So I didn't know they were gonna get that specific with the person. So I'm like, how in all these 50 questions, I wonder how many different people you can get involved.
I wonder if they'll all be different. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll have some repeats.
There'll probably be some like what the first one was, where it's like
really close
friend.
platonic friend. I mean, that could
but
be.
Then you'll keep repeating the same friend in your mind.
No, I'm gonna try not to.
All right, so this is a hypothetical person, all right, not a specific person.
Okay, just some random.
This person is smaller, weaker, and less intelligent than you, prone to panic, and extremely talkative.
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
Okay.
This is a long one, okay? Look at this. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
You take a luxury cruise, and the cruise ship sinks. You find yourself alone on a lifeboat with this person. There are enough supplies on the boat for one person to survive 8 days, or for 2 people to survive 4 days. There is, however, another option. You see an unoccupied lifeboat within swimming distance, and you are a strong swimmer. One can assume that the available rations on the second raft are the same as the rations on the boat you currently inhabit. These lifeboats, however, have no oars or motors. They will drift at the will of the ocean, so it will be impossible for the 2 lifeboats to stay in contact with each other. It would also be extremely difficult and perhaps even dangerous to attempt transferring the supplies between the 2 boats because of the way the supplies are packaged. There is reason to believe the survivors of the wreck will all be rescued within the next 48 to 72 hours, but that is not guaranteed. The imagined person begs you to stay with them in the original boat. What do you do?
I mean, there's some random stranger, right?
Yeah, they're smaller, they're weaker, they're less intelligent, and they're prone to panic, and they talk a lot.
If I'm a strong swimmer...
You're out of there? He's gonna panic. So. They're gonna panic.
Yeah, they're gonna be panicking, and I don't want to have to deal with that.
But they're gonna panic because you're swimming away from them.
Well, then they'll probably have more chance without me, anyways. Wow. If they're smaller and weaker, then they might take less food. So maybe they'll stretch out that like 8 days of rations a little bit more. You know.
Yeah, but for people that panic.
So if they're, I don't know, if they're panicking, if they're panicking, they're using a lot more energy.
People that are prone to panic. And they ask you to stay, and you leave, and it's gonna cause a panic.
It'll be a bad scene.
And he's got no one to talk to. They're extremely talkative. No one to talk to.
He can talk to himself or herself. I was actually a female in my scenario, but in my imagined perspective.
You're small and weak and stupid.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're like, bye.
Yeah, that's what I think about all women. Duh.
Bye.
Like...
I'm strong. I'm a strong swimmer. I'm going to the other lifeboat. But I mean, it makes logical sense, right? But then you just don't. There's no contact, so.
I don't know. Here's the thing. In my imagined scenario, because it was a woman, I actually might. I almost would feel like maybe I would probably feel worse if it was another guy. I wouldn't feel as bad.
You're still gonna dip on them real quick, though.
If it was a guy, I would dip on them real quick. If it was a woman, I might feel bad enough to stay.
But you imagined the hypothetical person was a woman, so... And then you said you were going to dip.
No, but whoa. Well, I did, but then I was thinking, would I, though?
Why does it matter?
Would I actually dip?
Regardless, they're a weaker person. They're
weaker. They're weaker, but
you just...
But... there's just that like... I don't know. There's like that protection instinct that kind of goes along with, not to offend anyone or anything, but that's just kind of a general thing.
You're saying women are more valuable than men in your eyes, so
No,
more
I just think that there's
expendable.
just a natural. Just think there's like a natural subconscious
Women need
thing
to
in
be
my mind.
protected.
No, they
They
don't.
can't
But there's
protect
a natural
themselves.
thing. There's a natural thing in my mind subconsciously that has that kind of predisposition. Well, I'm
I know
using
what
that
you're
word a
saying.
lot, but yeah.
I like that
But
on
I don't
this.
know if they're annoying. I still if you get some by this scenario, they sound like they're annoying. So
Where's your
maybe
human
I
decency at? Person's
uh,
panicking. Hmm.
go through just piece by piece. So they're smaller, weaker. There's but like details of the lifeboats again. So
So
there's
there's
like
enough supplies on this one boat for one person to survive 8 days, or for
okay,
two to survive 4 days.
okay.
But you see an unoccupied lifeboat within swimming distance, and you're a strong swimmer, and one can assume the rations are the same. These boats have no oars or motors, though, so they will drift at the will of the ocean. It will be impossible to stay in contact,
Well, you don't know that. I mean,
and
they could stay somewhat close together.
it
I
would
mean, within
also
shouting distance, maybe.
it would also be extremely difficult to attempt transferring the supplies between the two boats.
Well, that's very fair.
Um, but so you're essentially doubling the longevity within the boats, right? The rations.
Mm.
You can survive 8 days. Both people could survive for 8 days as opposed to 4.
No,
But there's
I think the rational part of my brain would just be like, there's a way more chances for us to survive if I go in that boat.
hmm,
There's you're doubling the length of time that either of us will be rescued. Sure, you do have like the quote unquote like, oh well, we could get drifted apart, but it's like if there are people that are looking for like lifeboats on a shipwreck, they're going to be like extremely high in the air. They'll be able to see. They color the reason that lifeboats are colored a certain way so that they show up on when people are searching for rescue craft, or yeah, when there was rescue craft searching for people,
mm-hmm.
so that they will show up to the visible eye,
And
to
there
the
is,
naked eye.
but there is reason to believe the survivors of the wreck will all be rescued within the next 48 to 72 hours, but that's not guaranteed.
No, it's
And
not guaranteed.
and this person is begging you to stay with them in the original boat. They are begging. So what do
I
you
would
do?
have to. I know they're panicking, but I would have to explain to them before I
Calm
dipped.
down.
Yeah, yeah, calm down, because that's always the best thing to say to somebody who's panicking. Calm down, okay?
No reason to
Like,
panic.
chill out. All right, that's the best thing you can say to somebody. I swear. You say, chill out. I'm just gonna go over the boat. Just gonna lengthen
Look,
our
we'll probably
chances
be
of
saved
survival.
within a couple days, but we might
We
need to
might
last
not.
for 8 days. So just
Yeah.
don't worry, you'll be on your own maybe for 8 days. It's all good though. No reason to panic. All right, see you later. I'm a strong swimmer.
They're not my responsibility. They're a stranger to me.
Oof, that's cruel.
But here, no, but
They're nothing to me.
okay,
I don't know
yes,
them from Tom.
it may be mentally scarring, but they have a longer chance to survive if I'm not there than if I am there. Ultimately.
You're right. Well, you can say that and not say that it doesn't matter. They're nothing to me. They're strangers.
Well, I mean, in the sense that, like, okay, yeah, I mean, I feel like my mental health would be affected of being left alone to drift in a you know flotilla, whatever. Not flotilla,
I think
but you know what I mean.
I would do the same. I would go to the other lifeboat.
Yeah.
Especially now that I've been granted this magic power of being a strong swimmer in this instance.
I know.
I'm gonna
I
take
would never.
advantage of it quick.
I would personally never risk that because I'm a terrible swimmer. I can't really
I'd
swim.
be freaking out personally.
Yeah. I'd probably be the weaker guy in this scenario. Let's be honest here.
So
I'm a little wimp.
please don't leave me. Don't get stuck with a strong swimmer. You're left in the dust.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fair. All right. We're gonna picture a specific person.
Okay.
This person is a friend, but not your best friend. They're someone with whom you have communicated at least 3 times within the last 3 months.
A friend, but not my best friend. Okay.
This person calls you on the phone. The tone of their voice immediately tells you that something's wrong. I need your advice, they say. I did something very bad, but I can't tell you what I did because doing so would put you in a terrible moral position. I have always considered you a rational person, and I think you can still help me without knowing the details. I regret what I did. It was a huge mistake. Nobody knows about it except me, and if I do nothing, there is only a 5% chance it will ever be discovered. It will always bother me, and I will always hate myself for what I did, but the problem will likely remain my own. I could, however, go back and try to fix it. But if I do that, there's a 95% chance that others' lives will be damaged. Certainly mine, but many others, including the lives of several people you know.
This is getting dark.
You attempt to get more information about what has happened, but they refuse to give it to you. You inform them that you can't really give more practical advice about a problem you do not understand. They begin sobbing hysterically and beg for guidance. They insist that you're the only person they will listen to, and you need to tell them something. What do you tell them? Okay.
Go to a priest.
Pray it away, please.
Well, no, at least confess to a priest, because they're legally obligated not to. Well, not legally, but they're obligated not to.
Well, the person I pictured is not religious at all, so.
Okay.
I don't think
the person I pictured is religious. I mean, I'm not actually saying that as a serious piece of advice. Not necessarily. Maybe that's what I'll come to. I'm still thinking about it.
So vague. They're just so vague about everything.
Yeah, it's just like
perfectly I can't tell you.
Though. I can't tell you. Yeah, it's like there's a 5% chance that. Wait, what was it? There's a 5% chance that.
I regret what I did. Yeah. Nobody knows about it except me, and if I do nothing, there's only a 5% chance it will ever be discovered. But I could.
I could try to go fix it.
I could try to fix it, but if I do that, there's a 95% chance that others' lives will be damaged. Certainly mine, but many others, including people you know.
I mean, I don't know what you did.
I would say, based on your vagueness, you're obviously the correct answer is to not do the thing that will harm more people.
Yes, I would say that. Yes, definitely. Like, yeah, okay. If it's gonna bother you your entire life, it's like, well, then you kind of is that kind of deserved, right? If it's something horrible that you did, and that it will cause you pain and it will bother you for the rest of your life, and that's real sad. And I'm sorry to hear that, but don't do the thing that has a almost guaranteed percentage of chance to harm other people, because that just seems like a really bad idea. And that doesn't sound like fixing it to me
But
either.
That 5% chance that it's fixed and everybody's good. I can't imagine what...
I wouldn't hedge my bets on that.
I can't imagine what crazy thing they did. Where they try to fix it, it'll harm more people's lives. What in the world is this?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Did he steal something? Did he, like...
There's no way, like, trying to fix stealing something would harm other people's lives.
Well, no, it could. It doesn't necessarily have to cause physical harm to their lives, but if you try to fix it, it could ruin other people's lives in a similar way to his.
How?
His? Like, by implicating them, maybe, potentially? No. Like, maybe they were... Maybe they were involved, too. And they could get away with it. I mean, I'm just coming up,
and there's some people that I know as well would be harmed by it. So if that's the case, then there's some sort of like underground thing going on here.
Yeah, that I'm not involved in. What's this all about?
Let me go interrogate all my other friends, all the people I know. Like, you know about.
Well, we don't have that information.
You know about a thing.
We don't have that information. All we have is this person's plea to give them advice.
I'm saying, well, yes, you know I'm a rational person. I'm glad you came to me. But any rational person would not be able to give you advice based on this freaking nonsense. but I mean, yeah, go. You obviously want me to say go with the thing that's not going to harm people, right? Like a rational person would say that.
Yeah.
Don't harm people. Don't harm more people if you don't have
to. I'm curious as to why is the other hypothetical part there? Like, if I'm a rational person, wouldn't you expect me to go with the thing that you also would rather do, probably?
I mean, it's like, it says, what do you tell them? It doesn't necessarily have to be you make a choice, but you could say something else, like, can't help you, kind of stupid that you're being this vague. Like, do you trust me enough to come with this information, but only in a vague sense?
Only in the most vague way possible? It makes it very difficult for me to actually give you advice.
Well, she said it would. Oh yeah, they said in the beginning that I can't tell you what I did because doing so would put you in a terrible moral position.
Terrible moral position. So
Because then you'd
it
know
would
the
probably be.
consequences, and
I would know that. I would know the consequences, and I would also probably. I don't know. Depending
I
on
got
what it is,
myself in a
I might
real
tell them
fucking
just like,
pickle, dude.
yeah, I might just try to tell them to turn themselves in at that point. I guess
I've got myself in the most fucked up pickle you can even imagine. I wouldn't even want you to imagine it because it would make you too morally messed up.
Well, yeah, that's just gonna drive me all kinds of places. Then vague city.
Like, so what, you gonna just like after that call, it's like go back to normal
Yeah.
friendship.
Be like, no, I'm gonna figure out what that is. I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I should be friends with you anymore. That sounds really like sounds like a really toxic friendship. Honestly, if you can't actually tell me what it is, and then you're expecting me to just like
And if it's
give
that
you all
harsh,
life's
that,
answers.
if it's that harsh that the implications of like even you trying to fix it will have such horrible ramifications on all those around me.
Put you in a moral
that's so crazy
dilemma.
All right, that's what we told. There it is. That's what we tell them.
I mean, I would tell them like do the thing that harms the least people possible. I mean,
But
that's
also
that's
maybe
what that was the
consider
advice.
like not doing this whole these whole
Yeah,
shenanigans.
but also maybe consider being less vague because maybe I should be put into a moral implication. Maybe I should have that.
I'm saying I have no problem being put into a moral.
Yeah.
Like,
No, bring that
I'd
on,
rather
man.
do that.
Yeah.
I'm already morally.
I'd rather be in that scenario than not in that scenario. Rather than this vague.
I'm already morally ambiguous. It's fine. Well, nothing you say.
You are morally ambiguous.
These are interesting.
These are they're different. I was not. Yeah, they are strange. I was not. I was honest to be perfectly honest. I didn't know. I thought I was kind of just expecting the same sort of thing, but like this is very, very different.
Yeah, and they call it a game, but I mean it's really just reading it and directing it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say like you need 5 points to win.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a party. It's like an icebreaker at a party game, basically.
Yeah,
party game,
but that's what the other one was. They're just
Yeah.
structuring it more, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, we need a specific person in mind. This is the first person who ever told you that they loved you in a romantic context. Doesn't matter if you did or did not reciprocate the sentiment.
I don't like this.
If no one has ever directly told you this, imagine a person from your past you suspect may have felt this way, even if they never admitted it aloud.
I don't like this. I don't like this person. But it's me and this person. All right. Okay. All right.
Well, keep it in mind. You receive an email from this person, as you do.
Oh God.
They explain that despite their best efforts, they have never gotten over the relationship they had with you. No one else in their life suspects this, and they have told no one else. But the obsession continues to consume them. It affects everything about their existence with a tenacity that almost resembles a mental illness. And they have only one request: to meet with you for 60 minutes at a place of your choosing so that you can explain to them why you are not worth it. They need to convince them that you are not worth loving. How do you respond to this request?
Do I have to respond to this request?
How do you respond? You could
I would block them.
You would just block
immediately.
Yeah.
And this relationship didn't end well. I don't want to talk about it in very specific details for a lot of personal reasons, but it didn't end especially well, and I've moved on. Thankfully, it was definitely a scenario of I was the person that couldn't move on in a relationship for a long period of time, and that came to a head. A lot of things happened. Things were said. And, yeah, I would block that immediately.
I would say,
nope, not having any of that. I'm done.
I don't have that specific circumstance, so
yeah,
I'm more willing to talk to people, except for my father. I'm more willing to talk with people. But I would also say,
I don't know if you should be laughing at that, but
I would also say, I feel like a 60-minute meetup is unnecessary. Let's just do a phone call.
Yeah, at that point.
I'll tell you why it's not worth loving me real quick.
Yeah, I'm a piece of trash. Don't love me. All right.
I don't think a meetup would really be very therapeutic for anyone involved. 60. I need a 60-minute meeting with you.
So word of advice to people. I was this person in this scenario. I was the not this creepy, but I was this person in this scenario. Like, don't be this person.
Was the obsession continue to consume you?
Not like I said, not that creepy.
Oh.
I just wanted the.
But it affected everything about their existence with a tenacity that almost resembles a mental illness.
I don't know if I go that far, but it's not good for you to be in a scenario like that. Do not don't let things come to that. I see the problem with me is I valued the friendship so much that I didn't want that, like, even if we weren't going to continue being involved in any sort of, you know, romantic way, I still valued the friendship a lot. So it was like, it was almost like a year after everything went down that I tried reaching out again for the first time, and that blew up in my face. And we basically agreed after I was spoken to on the phone for about 45 minutes about things that were, you know, tough to hear. Some of it was accurate, some of it was just not right at all, but I pretty much just listened to what they had to say. And we basically both agreed, yeah, we're never going to talk to each other ever again. So, which I'm totally on board with. So if that happened, it's like, you're breaking that, and I'm blocking you immediately. It's like you're breaking essentially the pact we made to never speak to each other again. So I try not to even talk about her anymore. It's because it brings up a lot of painful memories and some good memories, but thankfully there's a lot of stuff that happened in that period of time that I felt that in my brain I can compartmentalize a lot better than I thought I could, because there's like a lot of like music or movies or other sort of memories and things that come sort of part and parcel of being in a relationship like that. And there's like a lot of that it's like, wow, I still have like positive feelings about this, even associating with like, yeah, I was in this relationship at that time, and like I don't let that poison my enjoyment of that stuff. So it was like, yay, like video games were more important to me than you were. Marvel films were more important to me than you were. Ultimately, it's like that's what in the way I've been dealing with it, that's what I've come down to, is that all that stuff, all that love for other things has lasted far longer than my love for her. And that to me is, I find so much solace in, is like, I was fortunate enough to not have many things that I love tainted in that way. So yeah. Don't be that person. Don't be that person.
So don't be the person that
reaches out like that. Just get over it. Like I just couldn't get over it, and that was my problem. I just couldn't
try
get over
not
it.
to have your whole like your life and your well-being depend on needing this other person.
Yeah, and that was my problem. It's like that was kind of like what it had turned into, and like that was. I mean, ultimately, I guess, even though that conversation was like, well, it wasn't really a conversation. That phone call, as painful as it was probably the best thing that ever happened in that relationship, because it basically was like, hey, I got my answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I don't have to continue like waiting. Like maybe this relationship could, not that the relationship could come back, but like maybe this friendship can still continue. Maybe I can still hang on to what we had. And it's like, no, you should have figured it out a long time ago that you needed to move past it. And I did, and it's a lot better now. I mean it sucks because I haven't been in a relationship since then, but so that's not fun. But yeah, I mean, don't be that person.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say. So that did get really personal, but.
So that was 5 there.
Wait, what did you say about it?
I said that
you wouldn't even like Just a phone call or whatever?
I would be like, yeah, that's fine. I'll talk about it, but I can do a phone call. I feel like you don't need to do a whole charade about it, but it's like, let's meet up at this place at this time for the 60-minute meeting. I need 60 minutes. I'll put a timer. I'll set a timer. That's all I need.
So it was supposed to be you convincing them that they shouldn't love you?
Yeah.
That's such a weird, like, what?
I need you to convince them that you are not worth loving.
But that's such a weird, and that's another thing too, is like, because I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that's true.
That you're not worth loving.
I think everybody's deserving of that.
Well,
at least
like, convince them that it's not worth them loving you, I guess.
Because I will never love you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I guess that's what you have to come down to.
It will not bring you any happiness, yeah.
Yeah.
That was 5. Do we want to go for 10?
Yeah, let's keep it going.
All right. It's a specific person, all right? This is the most famous person you've encountered in real life. The encounter was not necessarily significant, but you exchanged some level of recognition. In other words, it can't just be someone you saw. It has to be someone with whom you communicated verbally or non-verbally.
So something that fits that description, the somebody I recognized in public, but didn't really have an encounter with, was J.D. Salinger.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him multiple times actually while he was still alive, probably 3 or 4.
Probably be someone from Pentatonics, maybe.
Mm.
I
would say
I don't really meet many famous people. I don't know who the most famous of them is, but I can say it's Kevin. Kevin is the beatboxer. I think based on like social media following, he's the most famous, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. Hard to say. All right, this person is accused of murder.
Oh God! Okay.
The victim is another celebrity of similar notoriety. It is a complicated case. There's valid evidence that they are guilty and valid evidence that they are innocent. How much does your personal encounter with the alleged murderer affect your view of their guilt or innocence? Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, not really. Not honestly. So I'm thinking of Troy Baker, famous voice actor. I met him at. I don't know if it was Boston Fan Expo, or I think it was that and not PAX. Yeah, it was at Boston Fan Expo. And here's the thing. You meet a celebrity, you have an interaction with them.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about them still. They seem like a really nice person. At least I did. I will say this, I have met people at these cons. Didn't really get good vibes from them, and they didn't seem like they were very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But and I will go on record, Sean Schemmel is that person.
Nice.
I didn't like him very much. I got him to sign something for me, but not the biggest fan of like the person-to-person interaction. Just felt like very weird to me.
So if he was accused of murder, you'd be like, I could see it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. No, okay. With Troy Baker, same. I mean, honestly, it's like same thing. I mean, like, I'd be like shocked. I'd be like, oh my gosh. So the thing when you said it was a person of similar notoriety,
yeah.
I thought because I don't know if you knew he and Nolan North used to have a YouTube channel, Let's Play channel.
Yeah.
But Troy left, and he said that their friendship was kind of like a little on the rocks a bit. So he wanted to leave, try to repair the friendship, and he felt like the channel is not a good outlet for them because they're just together all the time, and there wasn't really time, away from each other. So I was thinking, did he kill Nolan North? That was the person I was thinking.
Well, yeah, my first thought is obviously he killed another member of Pentatonics because I was already like, which one has the most notoriety?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there you go.
But that would be very shocking to me, honestly. Obviously.
Oh no, I would be shocked. I because here's the thing. It's like, I wouldn't like really side one way or the other. I'd be like, I mean, I don't know if the evidence says neither here nor there. Yeah, then like I don't know, just have to check that. But I'm not just because I met them, I'm not gonna be predisposed to liking them more. Per se.
Yeah, it's like the people that blindly refuse to believe like allegations against certain celebrities and stuff just because they're fans of them. And
I mean, like, going back to that is like, so I did meet him, and he seemed very nice. He had a "To Write Love on Her Arms" T-shirt on, which I remarked at because that was something that I found out about in high school, and it's a really great charity. And so I had a little conversation about that with him, and that was really nice. While he signed some stuff for me, it was just really cool. It was like a nice like getting to meet somebody in like connect with them in that way. It's like I don't know him from Adam ultimately, but it was still nice to be like, he seems like a decent human being. But you could meet any person at a supermarket. It's like, wow, they seem like they're really nice, and then you find out it's like, oh, they they cheat on their wife and they steal and they
Ted Bundy, by all accounts, was a very nice, charming.
He was a very charming man. Yeah. But he was a horrible.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. He was very nice to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
Kevin. The first thing he said to me was, "I appreciate the videos, man," because I did reaction videos to him. Mm-hmm. So he like recognized me immediately. I didn't even bring it up.
That's really great.
So yeah, and he's always been really nice, and he's got just a history of no like negative comments about him ever, like from meeting them. And like all these people in the community meeting him, he's always like one of the nicest people ever, Yeah. So I would be shocked for sure.
Yeah. But it's like, but we live in such you don't really know the people. I think we are savvy enough with like, because we see this happen time and time again with notable like YouTubers or influencers or what have you on social media, or like what happened just recently with the Smash community. Mm-hmm. Right, like it shocked everybody, but like but that's the thing, is that we kind of have this, we are kind of, I don't want to say like desensitized, but like we kind of are of the understanding like what goes on in someone's private life and like how they show themselves in public is very different, or can be very different. Sometimes it's not, but you don't really know the person unless you actually know the person. So
you have to view the as an evidence at face value, and really look. They said it's a complicated case, and there's evidence that could support both sides of it. So it's not clean cut, but it's like with OJ, you had people who were rabid supporters of him who defended him like all the way up to the trial.
Through the trial.
But it's like the evidence is overwhelmingly in one direction. You kind of have to to check your bias for
for sure.
Stuff like that.
You have to. And did you watch The People versus Oj Simpson, by the way?
Yes.
That was a very, very well acted show.
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown is like one of my favorite actors. He's amazing in that show.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But they covered a lot of the aspect, like the whole racial aspect of it, obviously.
Yeah.
These kinds of things are gonna come into effect, and
for sure. Yeah.
But it's like, I would never blindly defend someone just because I had a very nice interaction with him. Yeah.
Particularly not a celebrity.
Yeah.
It's just like, they seem nice,
Even like if it's a friend, I'm like.
Yeah. I mean, like that's what I mean though. Like we do know people pretty well. We feel like we could, even our friends, we could come to the defense of. But like at the same time, it's like we don't know everything about them. We're not in their heads, It's like who knows what,
Mm-hmm. There were plenty of like the whole Chris Watts case. I don't know if you followed that, where it was like he was the husband who killed his wife and 2 kids when like they no one around him would ever suspected that, and the wife loved him, and it's just like, well, one day he just decided he's going to kill his whole family. That's cool. But if you were to ask one of his friends the day before, it's not going to be like, oh yeah, I could see him doing that.
Yeah, no.
All right, this one is a hypothetical person.
Okay.
This person is your genetic clone. They look exactly like you and have the same levels of intelligence and confidence. They desire and fear the same things you do. The only differences are whatever they've gained from their own personal experiences.
Okay, so Thomas Riker.
Mm-hmm. And it's come to your attention that your clone is trying to destroy you.
Thomas Riker, okay.
The definition of destruction is whatever it means to you. Oh. Like destroy your reputation.
Yeah, probably.
They're
that
trying to
would
take you down.
destroy me, or like destroy my love and worlds. You know,
I mean, I obviously thought you would just like obliterate me, like
just
physically.
destroy you. I mean, that's what it could mean to you. Yeah.
That's just what it means to me. My own interpretation.
Yeah.
Some people say your clone is trying to destroy you because it is the evil version of yourself.
Have you wondered why there's all these weird like wrecking things all around your environment now? Like there's these huge heavy mallets just suspended over your door. Like, don't you understand? He's trying to destroy you.
Others insist your clone is trying to kill you because you are the evil version. You have 3 options. You can go into hiding, you can meet your clone and try to use reason and diplomacy, or you can attempt to destroy your clone before it destroys you. Which option do you select? When in doubt, hide it out, baby.
You're gonna hide it out?
No.
What if your clone like, what if your genetic clone just like...
No, you can't hide out.
Becomes
Like, what do you mean
you.
hiding?
Yeah,
You
what does
can't
that
hide
mean?
your whole life.
Yeah, what is that?
Like,
yeah,
it
you
seems
can't
to be like
possibly...
a
because
life
then your
mission.
clone, would just like well, they would probably be able to figure out where you were, but in addition to that, they could just pretend they're you and then destroy your life anyways.
Yeah, right. Like, if they want to destroy my life, they can just pretend to be me. But if they
Yeah.
wanted to physically destroy me, that's a different way to go.
Yeah. I mean, when in doubt, try diplomacy. You know, like try the Star Trek: The Next Generation thing. You know, just try to talk it out.
How do you talk it
out
out
your
with
problems
a clone like that?
with a clone who's trying
And
to
wants
destroy you?
How does that even?
Well,
how do you resolve something like that?
Because you can meet them on the same level, because it's like, look, we have the same. I'm going to use the word again. We have the same predisposition. We have the same likes, same dislikes. We want to... He's like, well, my life has been horrible because... So he's gained other things because he's had a different life than I have, right? So his experiences have brought him to a different point. But he does still have some of the same wants and desires that I do. Does he think that I'm getting in the way of that? And if he thinks I'm getting in the way of that, then I would just say move somewhere else. Go to Europe. Like, we can in other words,
but then he'll be like, no, you move, bitch. You're the evil clone.
This is my life. This is where I've lived.
Well, no, I want to live here.
Okay, well then we might have a problem.
Okay, let's see who destroys each other first.
And then it might be if all else fails, if diplomacy fails, you try.
Then you try to destroy them.
Yeah, you try to destroy them. Yeah.
However, you interpret destruction.
Just however you interpret destruction. Well, in that you would be like, hey, there's a guy that looks exactly like me. Boy, this is like a Sonic the Hedgehog scenario. There's a guy who's exactly like me, or Mario's Sunshine. He's destroying my life. he's pretending to be me.
It's true.
Except in both of those cases, okay, what was it in the early 2000s about, like, these people are pretending to be me, and they look nothing like them.
It's just a watery version of Mario. Like,
it's a watery version of Mario. Or Shadow looks literally, other than the fact that they're the same species of anthropomorphic hedgehog, looks literally nothing like him in any way.
That was racial profiling.
Sonic's quills go down. His curve up. He has red streaks in his black. He's black.
I know.
I don't like the way I said black there.
Well, it's special profiling is what that is. But
it really is, and I don't.
The Mario thing is just like Piantas are just dumbasses looking at.
I guess they're just stupid.
You have the same outline.
Even Peach is pretty stupid in that game.
Mario?
I guess, but yeah, she thinks it's Mario. It's like, what?
I recognize that.
How can you think that's Mario?
Anywhere.
Yeah, I recognize that dad bod. That mini dad bod.
I don't
anyway.
see color. Yeah. Which option do you select? You can. Go
I would try diplomacy.
No.
Yeah. How do
you have to attempt to destroy your clone before it destroys.
That's what you're. Okay. I mean, I would attempt diplomacy, like I said.
There's no way you can diplomatically resolve that in an amicable way.
You don't. Yeah,
you
don't know
clones, dude.
It's freaking clones.
It's heck of the clones.
If we have the same likes and like desires, then I would just. Haven't you always wanted to go visit Japan? Why don't you go live there and find a nice lady to.
And then he's like, "Why don't you go do that then?" He's like, "Why are you trying to push our likes on me?"
push our likes
our
on me.
desires. Why don't you fulfill our goals?
I mean, maybe I will someday, but
All right.
until that
Well, then I'll
happens, you
stay
should
here.
go do it first. No, until that happens, you
Why
should
don't
go
you
do
take
it
some
first.
initiative?
Yeah, well, you're not me. You don't.
You don't
You're
know
just.
me. You don't
You're
know what
just.
I've
You don't
been.
know. You don't.
All right.
Boy.
This you need a specific person.
Okay.
This person is the most bombastic, opinionated, and argumentative person you know who you'd still classify as someone you like. I think I have someone, but not. I don't know if they fit the description entirely, but it's the closest thing.
I mean, I have somebody in mind. Just trying to think if there's any. I'm just weighing all my options here. Just seeing if I have any. If I'm missing somebody or something that fits that a little bit better. But I think, yeah.
How's
I
it
think
going, guys? How about that
How's it-
guy?
Yeah, that's actually exactly who I was thinking of.
Is that who you got? Is that who it is?
Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah.
All right, let's both do it based on this person then.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. That'd be fun.
At some unknown point within the next 6 months, you will be trapped in an elevator for 12 hours. A service alarm periodically emits a brief, high-pitched noise, so sleeping is impossible. Would you rather be trapped with this person or with an unusually large, moderately affectionate, slightly rambunctious dog?
I mean, I would have to pick the dog, right? I mean, no offense to this person, but like, you have to pick the dog. I mean, that just sounds fun. Hold on, go over it one more time.
I mean,
describe the dog exactly.
An unusually large, moderately affectionate, slightly rambunctious dog.
Well, the problem is, okay, if you're trapped in 12 hours for 12 hours, though, that dog's gonna have to go to the bathroom quite a bit.
And the problem is that 12 hours, it could just be a good discussion time. You don't want to just sit with nothing for 12 hours.
I mean, the more I think about it, after the first hour, you're like, all right, down, boy, down. Especially if he's slightly rambunctious, and you're in an elevator with a usually large, moderately affectionate, boys, rambunctious dog. Yeah, I mean, I would go with
just because this person is the most bombastic, opinionated, and argumentative person, doesn't mean like they have to be obnoxious nonstop.
No, I mean, I'm just
like, they could calm down.
Honestly, I was saying the dog for the meme. The more I think about it, like the less. No, I'd pick him absolutely. Absolutely over. I'll
do that for the experience
like
at least.
Yeah,
because it's like you come back and we do a discussion about it, and it's like I sat in an elevator for 12 hours with this dog. That was crazy.
Yeah,
or
just be like, yeah, the dog
all this
just like
crazy stuff we talked about for 12 hours or whatever.
Yeah, the dog was like pissed and peed and pooped everywhere. It was great.
A really good story.
It was a great story, yeah. But he was
almost
mildly affectionate.
Almost like it didn't happen, bro.
But it was moderately. He was moderately affectionate, though.
No one to back up this story of you trapped in an elevator with a dog.
With a dog. Why was the dog in the elevator with you alone?
You need a specific person. First, mentally select a very close friend.
Okay.
Got it.
A different close friend than before.
However, this is not the person who will be principally involved with the following scenario. Gotcha.
Okay. But we just have to have them in mind for some reason.
When answering the following question, imagine instead someone you believe the selected friend strongly dislikes, either openly or secretly. It should be a person from within your friend's real day-to-day life. In short, imagine your friend's greatest enemy.
Wait, what? Okay, so we picked our friend.
You gotta pick their greatest enemy. That's what you're imagining.
I mean, I guess I got a couple people in mind. Okay, sure. I've now found their greatest enemy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the greatest enemy, but it's the most relevant one at least.
Yeah, I would say I don't know. I don't know if I would even say greatest enemy either. I would just say it's a certain thing, certain person that I'm aware of. Yeah.
While daydreaming, you come up with an idea for a brilliant invention. The only problem is that you have no way to execute the idea until a chance meeting with your friend's enemy. They can turn your idea into reality. It would likely make both of you relatively rich and famous, and the public would see the two of you as a team. Your lives would become intertwined. When your close friend learns of this partnership, they are more upset than you anticipate. I just don't understand why you would do this to me, they say. You know how I feel about them. How much does this affect you, and how would you make your friend understand your decision?
Well, I would never make that decision. But in this scenario,
It had to be done. He was the only one who could execute this brilliant
apparently he was the only
invention.
person
So
to
you
get
have
me
to understand.
fabulously wealthy. A chance
Can't
meeting.
imagine the person I imagine this would never apply to, but okay, it was the only way to get my brilliant invention off the ground. And you have to understand the positive ramifications of this. They're gonna come to me, and vice versa. They're gonna come to you.
Yeah, no, I would actually, in this case, in this scenario, I would say the ramifications of this could help you. Plus, this close relationship that I have with this person, I'm hoping to influence them to better your relationship with them also.
You know what? People
But I think
that
that
are
would be because I
people
think
that
that
are
would
their
be
greatest enemy, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to be like,
yeah,
I
they
want
don't
to
want to
help
hear
your
that.
relationship with this person you hate. No, they
Well,
want.
in
They
this
just
in
don't want
this
you to
scenario,
associate.
this is somebody that they, I think ultimately that would be something that they would like or would imagine that they would have liked.
Yeah,
It's just not necessarily a possibility in their life right now.
I could see that.
And but me being like, look, I did do this for this particular gain, but at the same time, it's me we're talking about here. I would do everything I can to help better that relationship.
You could take it either way. You could say,
Yeah.
by going through this, you can improve your relationship with them,
Hmm.
or it's just a political. It's a political thing.
It's a political move.
It's just for appearances only. I'm not actually that buddy with them. It's all right, but it's just we need this partnership to stand.
Yeah, I like how it's just like, no, you do this, and so
Yeah.
faced with the ramifications of it, like, yeah,
Because I guess it would be an interesting question too. Would you do it like if there's a way to get this brilliant invention into effect? This is the only way. It was to work with this person. Would you do it?
I probably would just no. I'd probably just be like, well, the world's probably better off. Because that relationship would be far more important to me than, or the potential to damage that relationship is more important to me than
Really, it could be like $1 million.
financial gain.
It could be a crazy it's a brilliant invention. It
Yeah,
could be
but like
millions.
I said, that well,
But
no.
and it's,
I don't know, you saying millions.
wow, keep talking. Yeah, the millions will then, it goes out to the people you care about. So if you care about this person, they'll probably benefit from it as well.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
That is 9. We got
But it'd
one
be
more.
like, I don't want your stinking money.
I don't want your blood money
Yeah.
associating with my greatest enemy.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How
All right,
dare you?
here's number 10, the last one for tonight. We need a specific person. This person is a coworker from the job you currently hold or
Okay.
held in the recent past.
Got
You are
one.
friendly with them but have no relationship outside of the workplace.
Yep. That perfect. I got the exact person in mind.
Let me see.
We have a very good relationship working. I just don't talk to him at all outside work. And I have no desire to. Despite getting along really well with him.
See, recently this would have been true for a lot of people, but I've actually started talking to a lot of people outside of work. I'm friendly with them. Okay. I'll say this person. Okay, I'll envision this person.
Mhm.
You and this person have been sent on a business trip to a small community in the Midwest. You land at the airport at noon and rent a car for which you are the driver. You can't check into your hotel rooms until 3 p.m., so the two of you decide to cruise around and check out the area. They relax in the passenger seat. There's almost no traffic, so you drive a bit recklessly. As you do.
I love it. So you drive a bit recklessly.
A police cruiser pulls you over several miles outside the city limits. You see the officer in the rearview mirror, preparing to walk up to your vehicle and possibly issue you a ticket. Your coworker suddenly turns to you and says, "Don't freak out, but I have 2 loaded guns in my luggage, and neither weapon is licensed. I also have a small vial of cocaine in my jacket, but just be cool, we haven't done anything wrong."
What are you doing bringing that on a
Don't bring it
business
up.
trip?
And also, don't bring it up.
Well, yeah,
Like, we're getting pulled
okay.
over for speeding now. Like, if you don't say anything, he's not gonna go check the car, okay?
No.
The officer approaches the car and you roll down the window. The officer seems affable but also skeptical. They ask if you've been drinking. You say no. They then ask if you'd mind if they briefly search the interior of the car.
Yes, I would.
Or if there's anything inside the vehicle that they should know about. What do you tell the police officer? You have no means to search my vehicle,
Yeah,
sir.
you have. There's no recourse for you to research.
No, take
my
it easy.
vehicle.
Put your hands off the trigger. Calm down.
Yeah.
Freeze!
You're like, oh my
I'm
god.
just saying, isn't the protocol here?
Yeah, no, I just
I
feel
wasn't
like
drinking.
I just feel like no, I don't give you permission to do that.
Freaking
sir.
breathalyze me if you have to, bitch.
Breathalyze, yeah, breathalyze
I'll
me.
prove you right now.
Breathalyze me if you have to. You'll never take me alive without breathalyzing
Don't look
me.
through my luggage, dude. It's just luggage.
Yeah, just go look through my luggage, man.
Yeah, I'm not telling the police officer. Oh, yeah, you should probably know there's cocaine in there. Just so
Hey,
you know, there's guns in
hold
there.
on. Am I in Oregon? Oh, I'm not in Oregon. I'm in the Midwest. I was like, if I'm in Oregon now, I'd be like, it's whatever. Having small amounts of cocaine wouldn't be the. Well, having 2 unregistered, unlicensed guns is a bad thing. That's where it would get you. Yeah.
It's always the little thing that these police officers get you on. But
little thing.
Why are they looking? Why are you asking to look, bro? Calm down.
Would I be like, so looking to fill your quota, officer?
Am I like just sweating profusely and like?
Yeah.
It's like
He's
maybe
like
I need to
tweaking.
look.
He's like tweaking.
Gotta look in your cars or something I need to know about. No, just speed, man. Nothing to see.
No, yeah, I'd just be like, I would. Yeah, I mean, I would ask for what purpose, and I would say no, but why do you need to?
Mm-hmm.
I do not give you permission because there's no purpose. There's no point in you doing so.
I don't know. You just seemed a little nervous. Figured I'd double check. Well, you pull me over. I get nervous, eh? It's a police officer. I'm nervous.
I'm nervous.
I get nervous when any police officer pulls me over. You understand?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You never know what can happen these days.
Meanwhile, your friend is just like your coworker.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna brat out my coworker. That's the stupidest thing. Like,
Well,
you're
you're getting in trouble for that too.
Yeah, well, would you?
Yeah.
I guess because you're driving
Literally
around.
just in your car. You don't know whose it is. It's luggage. Just like with anything illegal going on in your car, you're responsible. So
Is that? I mean, I guess is that on the books though? Like, that technically that is the case, but like, if it's his luggage, like, why would you have responsibility for that? You don't know what's in there. I guess you're supposed to know
like
what's
if anybody
going on
has
in your
drugs
car.
in your car, yeah.
Well, I mean that's yeah, but like, okay, what if there's a scenario in which you
might not go to jail for it. I don't know.
You buy a car secondhand, and then an officer's just like, "Oh, can we search your car?" And then they like tear open the seats, and there's just like drugs inside, and it's like, well, I bought the car from this person. It's like, well, it doesn't matter. You still getting in trouble because you had drugs in your car.
Yeah, they might bring you down, but then you don't ultimately face charges. It could be like
that's true.
Just like when
But
you
that would still suck.
You could have fraudulent money and be like, well, no, I just got it from this other guy. You know, I didn't make these fake $100 bills. I didn't know it was fake. But you're still gonna get in trouble for using a fake $100 bill.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You'd have to have a good excuse though. But
yeah, so regardless, I would not rat them out. I would hope that conversation would go.
Police keep overstepping their bounds.
That's definitely overstepping your bounds. I would say no. You don't have any reason to search my car. I do not give you permission to do so.
Well, I just saw you try to grab something, so now I have reason. It's your word against mine. You recording? No, I didn't think so.
It doesn't matter even if I was. I have every right to start recording.
Yeah, but I saw you grabbed something, and it's your word against mine. I saw you move. All right, I'm gonna need you to get out of the car.
You got big man grabbing his gun.
All right.
Strike me down with all of your hatred.
that was interesting. That was 10.
It was a 10.
Chuck Klosterman's SUPERtheticals.
I feel like as we got into more of them, it got a little bit better. I felt like early on I was like, what is going on?
Well, yeah, it was you have to get into the groove of it, but now I kind of like it because it's know, it's not
the same thing. You're not. it's not always you in the scenario.
But it is
it's
always
like,
you're making some sort of decision in
Yeah.
a hypothetical situation. So it's
Yeah.
still hypotheticals, but
Mhm.
you're just getting other people involved. So the plot
Well, right.
thickens.
So the idea is supertheticals, right? So super actually means on top of, or like above, or like on top of.
Yeah.
So
It's
this is
super
like
C is hypothetical.
it. Well, no, I'm more thinking like it's putting an extra layer on top of hypotheticals, because it's adding a person that you're imagining in the scenario at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's not just you in a scenario, but it's like okay, but on top of that, there's also this other person involved. So yeah, that's
I like it.
interesting.
I like
I
it.
think, yeah, I like it too. It's fun.
So like, because we would have been fine with just like 50 more hypotheticals.
Yeah, but
We'll
like,
spin
hey,
on
add a
it.
wrinkle to it. Absolutely.
Just keep doing more. Just keep doing 50 more theticals things.
Yeah,
I like how they're uniform design though. I love that. They're just different colors.
That's really helpful. Yeah, you put them on your shelf.
You got the same binding though.
Keep that series going, man. Chuck
Yeah.
Klosterman, which may or may not be a real name.
He's got Chuck Klosterman. Yeah, that's gonna be a real name.
Yeah, Klosterman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Well, thank you for watching. This has been a fun discussion. All right. We love
Yeah.
doing these, and it's a departure from our norm. You know,
Definitely got more personal than I was expecting.
we're getting personal with this one. We're only
Yeah.
a fifth of the way into this
Yeah.
personal realizations here. The moral ambiguity of it all.
Previous relationships.
Mm-hmm. So, if you were to recommend a video that our viewers could go watch from us after watching this one, which one would you recommend?
I'd recommend they go check out the second episode of our hypotheticals, where we had our good friend Rusty on. It was a good discussion, and it definitely inspired him because they started doing hypotheticals on their podcast. So absolutely go do that.
I feel like SUPERtheticals would be way too long with another person, because it's not only like they just chime in real quick. It's like they also have to imagine another person. So it just adds more and more. It would be like a 2-hour thing each time if we had another person here.
Yeah,
like,
that would be tough. We're gonna have to keep this by ourselves, definitely.
But feel free to engage with us. Leave a comment. Tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was actually one of my favorite things about the last series, is that I would sometimes go down in the comments. There would be people that chimed in terms of like, I would do this in this scenario. So like, by all means, play along with us and write in your comments, some of your favorite things.
It's not as straightforward, because you have to like picture.
Yeah, no, it's not as straightforward. It's not straightforward, but just like, you don't have to write down every single response, obviously, because that would take forever. But like, I don't know, write down one of your favorite responses or questions or what have you. If you played along, let us know what you answered to something. So, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah,
subscribe to the podcast feed. Like the video. Hit the notification bell and follow us on Twitter at Tarqaron TWO. All right.